Hello, it's Mike Rhyner of your Dark Companion here, wanting to thank you all for joining us on patreon.com throughout the year, or that portion of the year that we've been doing this. Also, don't forget to check out the Sunset Lounge. There you can find podcasts such as The Clubhouse. The Clubhouse is your one-stop shop for all things sports, pop culture, entertainment, pro wrestling. Who knows what else these guys might get into. I love these guys. They're great. Since 2010, they brought their knowledge and passion for these subjects and so much more to the internet in a way that is entertaining and engaging. Their show is family friendly, so it's okay to sit down with grandma and be a part of all their shenanigans. They are the Clubhouse. They're at the Sunset Lounge.
Nobody would have thought that I would be the one. Rhyner, sports talk. Baseball, 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 baseball.
Oh, with the big mic. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Okay, now I get it.
We got a lightning strike, boys. What happened over there, Grego? We had a little lightning strike right outside the window.
All right. Here's a tip for all these Americano League teams.
Wait, you said tip?
Yeah, tip.
Okay.
With a P.
Keep jamming.
The ticket, colon, nothing but a big Gen X jerk-off session. This is a cool night or what? Although somebody would hear that and go, bullshit.
I'm back, bitches.
Yo, yo, yo. Hey, one and all. It is another episode of Your Dark Companion. Today it is Monday, the 7th. A very festive scene around here today because this is episode 100. Now, I hope everybody appreciates what this means, because first and foremost, it shows a remarkable attention span streak for me to be able to get through 100 of these things. I mean, usually I will lose interest in stuff, and I'll just say, "I'll screw it. I'm not going to do it anymore." But I haven't. Yeah, you'll wind up with that. But I've not done that yet. I've been able to maintain focus, and I feel like we've turned in a pretty solid first 100 episodes of Little White EC so far. You know, we're not one of the big guys out there. It's just Little White EC. It's just us, this little hovel of a room in here, a couple times a week, talking to people we like to get to know and find out more about and stuff like that. But, yeah, we've made 100. We've made 100, so that is a good deal for us.
Here's to 1,000 more.
Let's say 10 more.
That's really lofty goals for both
We'll
of
just
you.
get to next month.
Yeah, we got to get into managing expectations a little bit around here.
Hey, we
Promise
hit
over deliver. I get it.
we hit
Right.
10 in a month, so I think if we're promising people 10, we're good to go.
Okay. We'll just
Set
have to
the
tell
bar
people I've
really
booked.
low.
Yeah.
Well, I can scarcely think of anybody better to commemorate the 100th episode of Your Dark Companion with than the former Ranger great, Kevin Mench.
Stretch Mike for great, don't you think?
No. If anybody is good enough to play for the Rangers, if anybody is good enough to play Major League Baseball, they are great.
Did you see it was a statistic somebody posted a while ago. If you took every major league player in all the years of Major League Baseball and they put it in the smallest stadium, which is where the Indians play, whatever they're called now, Progressive Field, it would only be at 61% capacity with all the players that played Major League Baseball.
What's
Really?
your number?
Yep.
What was your number when you got in?
Oh, it might be on my alumni ID, maybe 14,000, maybe. I don't know. That's above my pay grade. I had to take off my shoes to count.
I do too. You need the extra digits.
I don't. I think I have all 10 of them. My digits. I don't know.
Yeah, when I last looked, I did, and I mean, they're not really good for anything, but I still have them nonetheless.
Keeping you from falling over. That's all that matters.
I guess so. Sometimes that works. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Mike. I'm good. Really good. Chasing kids around. They make me old, and that's about it. That's why.
You're how old now?
What year is this? Carry the one. 47.
Oh, all right.
40s. I'd have hair like you, but I figured just take it off. This would make it a lot easier. See, I'm combed it, washed it, I'm ready to go.
I can't imagine you any other way, though, because
No.
that's how you've been ever since I've known you, pretty much.
I've tried, people maybe put on a wig or it feels weird. Even a beard sometimes just feels, I don't know, it just feels really, really weird. I just like to be able to brush and go.
You ever go full beard?
I do in the wintertime.
You got
Football season. I shaved it once my Eagles won the Super Bowl. So I went to the goatee.
Yeah, you went to the goatee.
I do it just for football.
That's usually what I know you with.
Yeah. The goatee, I went without it for a while, and then somebody said, well, why don't you try it? You look better with it. I said, okay, so I'll do it. But I think I'm getting some white. I'm getting some Rhyner in here.
Yeah, you are. It'll sneak up on you before you know it, man. But don't worry about it. I worried about it for a long time, and finally I just said, screw it. I'm going to wear it and wear it as well as I can, and somebody got a problem with it, cool. Cool story, bro. Let's work it out.
Stuart Scott once told me, he goes, Menchie, always remember, bald is beautiful. I said, okay. So then I've just run with it.
The Stuart Scott?
Mm-hmm. The Stuart Scott. Back in the days when I was important.
I think you're important now, Kevin.
Just today.
I think
number
we're all
100.
important in our own way.
True. Very true. So, yeah. But no, I like it. It makes it easier. Not to worry about anything except sweat getting in my eyes when I actually do something that requires me to sweat, which isn't very much anymore.
You just wear a headband instead?
I do. I should go full Johnny Mac.
Do it.
Yes. The only time I need some is when I golf because it's so hot and I sweat and everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, groups, I'm going to go with the full Johnny Mac. Do it
or
that
get
way.
one of those visors that has like the Guy Fieri hair that comes out of them.
I like the Bill Murray hat, the umbrella one.
Yeah.
I do like that. But yeah, I love
or the
visors.
one with the two beers on the side and the straw.
See, that's where you got to make one that has a pendulum. So when you bend over to putt, it still stays vertical.
Okay. We're patenting this.
So there we go. First thing
We're going to make some money off
This
this.
is legitimate brainstorming going on here today.
And it's all on camera, so it's legal somehow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yep, we can give those, and anything we need to do, we always come up with good ideas. I mean, that's it.
This is what we do.
No overhead. I mean, we can figure it out.
Yeah.
You been keeping up with the club any?
A little bit. It's hard to actually sit and watch anything anymore. Baseball's hard to watch. Since I was playing, the things have changed. A lot of things have changed in the game. You're going to get me on my soapbox, Mike, and we're going to be here till tomorrow.
Okay.
You're an old school guy.
I'm down with your soapbox.
Yes. You're an old school guy,
Well,
right?
now that's what people think of me. I don't know if that's all necessarily true because I like the pitch clock. That's probably my favorite thing that they have initiated into baseball in the last few years. And in fact, I think that is going to go a long way towards actually saving the game.
You think?
Because I didn't like where it was headed before.
I think you just like the pitch clock because you can make dinner and you don't fall asleep halfway through the game.
There's
Right? The
something
games are done in an hour and 10 minutes.
There's something to be said for that. too.
Exactly. I'm a purist. I want the game to be. I don't want to have to go get something to eat or something to drink and miss 4 innings and anything else. We played in a charity event last year in Frisco, standing on a base, and I realized I thought I was working at a pizza joint. That's how big the base is. I thought it was a pizza box. Mm-hmm. That's how big it is. What are we doing? Now we've got this safety base now, right, in college. When's that going to make it to Major League Baseball? Just a matter. We've got umpires. We've got people challenging calls.
These things go one way.
It'll right itself eventually.
Once they start, though, they keep going until somebody tells them, okay, enough.
Now we've got these new bats or whatever, these torpedo bats.
The torpedo bat. Yeah, I read a story yesterday. In fact, our pal Brad Thomas sent it to me. A story about the guy who invented the torpedo bat. I would tell you more, but I can't remember it off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, he was guy with the Yankees, and now he's with the Marlins. But the torpedo bats are fully legal. There's no set definition on what the exact shape of the bat needs to be in terms of, you know,
to come up with the torpedo bat, they didn't do anything illegal. They didn't change the bat around in any kind of illegal way or anything like that. They just took what they had and I guess
redistributed the shape of it. And
right. Made the barrel bigger. 2 3/4 is the biggest you can go.
Yeah. So, no more than 2.61 inches in diameter at the thickest part and no more than 42 inches in length. And that's basically it.
So it goes like, remember those big red bats we had as kids that you would play? That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's what they are. That and the fact that the baseballs are wound so tight, I'm surprised they haven't exploded.
Well, I would submit that if the Yankees had not done what they did, had not done that on opening day, we wouldn't be hearing anything about the torpedo bat.
Well, and it's funny because they were using them last year. Like Giancarlo Stanton was using it last year. A few other players were.
Yeah.
Stanton's bat was black, so it's tougher to tell. But, you know, and the main reason we even knew about it, even on the game that all the Yankees hit all the home runs, was because Michael Kay said something about them. But otherwise, I don't think anyone would have noticed. And it's like Aaron Judge hit 3 of those. He was using his normal bat. So, you know, it's part of the game, and it's, I'm sure, caused a lot of people to buy a torpedo bat because they think they're going to hit 1 million home runs now. But
because it's the
overall,
Yankees and because it's opening day, it gets blown up.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was like, I don't know, 3 weeks into the season, or if it happened this week and it was the Tigers, we talking about that then?
Probably not.
No. But because it's opening day, because it's the Yankees, and because Aaron Judge hit 3 home runs that day, and everybody's going, whoa. Despite the fact that he didn't use the torpedo bat, that the story has just gotten really big and really out of hand.
What's it come down to? It's all about money.
Yeah, it is, of course.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
It's always about money, Mike. Always.
Always. And speaking of money, there's a guy out there that's rolling in a little bit of it today. That is Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
See this, Menchie?
Was it 14 years, $500 million?
Yep.
Yes, he signed with the Blue Jays. He re-upped with them for 14 years. How old is he now?
26. So he'll be 40.
This will take him to 40.
Yeah, we did math.
14 years, $500 million. Is that right?
710 million in Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
Math.
Wow. Rubes took his shoes off for that one.
I'm wearing flip-flops.
Oh, yes, that's exactly. Didn't have to take them off to figure.
Yeah, shoes, shoopy. You got to be kidding me.
It's rare.
It is rare. But I think the cool story here is he signed with the Blue Jays.
Yeah, like the Jays had so much trouble signing free agents and all that. I think at the least being able to keep Vlad is a pretty big win for Toronto and their fans, because seeing, you know, Shohei being teased as being on a plane to Toronto or something like that last year, and all the stuff with Soto, you know what, they were one of the 3 or no, that was with
no, it was the
Sasaki.
pitcher. It was a Japanese pitcher.
Sorry, Sasaki.
Yeah.
Where they were the finalists with him. Like, that had to be brutal the last few years. Just the runner-up every single time. So at least they got Vlad.
Well, you knew those Japanese guys are going to go to one of 3 places. First of all, they're going to have a huge Japanese contingent.
Yeah.
So it was either going to be New York or L.A. area or Seattle, but
yeah,
I wasn't sure with it. You know, there they had him and they were going to be able to fit in with just the Asian contingent. That's always the way it's been. So yeah, Toronto, I don't see it happening. I'm trying to think the last big deal that they threw at somebody. Was it Vernon? Was he the last one they gave a really long deal to?
It might be. It might be Vernon.
I was just trying to, as you said that now, I was just trying to think. It may have been Vernon.
Yeah, Vernon's Vernon Wells, of course.
Was probably it, but I mean, you're competing in that division with Baltimore, New York, Tampa.
George Springer, $150 million, 6 years.
What was Vernon's then?
Vernon was 126 over 7.
Okay.
Which, you know, for inflation and all that, he's probably a little closer than what, maybe 200, 250.
Yeah.
You know, because that was what, more than probably 15 years ago?
20 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
Early 2000s.
Boy,
crazy.
Nobody made a big deal out of George Springer.
I mean, I think it's just because I don't remember him doing much up there. Is he still there?
He's still there. Let's see what he's doing.
Oh, that's right. I saw him make some idiotic play in the outfield the other day, I think, on highlights. But not top 10 or something, maybe.
Hey, he's batting .379 with a home run this season. So, Hall of Fame? Maybe.
I was somewhat entertained by the Rangers' flirtation with Sasaki this year. And apparently he came in there and took a look around and patted him on the head and said, nice little buddy, but no.
Yeah, but still got information from the Rangers on what they think he could have done to improve his fastball or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, did you see that? Sasaki had every team that he talked to give him information on what they thought he could do to figure out why his fastball performance dipped a little bit last year. So basically, all these teams are sending this information, which is kind of genius. But yeah, and then they obviously get to keep that information some way, and now the Dodgers get to take advantage of it.
That's a whole nother thing, the new topic as well. Baseball and the money that they're throwing around. You see parity in the other leagues now with salary cap and what it's done. It keeps, look at the NHL. I mean, you've got teams that everybody's competing. Mm-hmm. And now baseball, they got 3 guys over $1 billion just for three guys.
Something like that.
I played 10 years too early. I could go hit 220 and make $50 million a year right now.
Well, to be fair, couldn't a player, 20 years before you say similar? I think that's kind of the progression of the game is hopefully what you hope.
But look at the way that I'm just talking about numbers wise of how team batting. I posted a stat. I think when I was playing, it was like 270 was a team average, and I think up now it's like 228. It's something stupid.
Yeah,
it's just.
Do you think baseball will ever get some form of restriction like the NFL and NBA has?
No, the players won't allow it. We've already gone down that road.
Yeah,
the union's not going to allow any of it. That's the problem with the other sports. Their unions aren't as strong as baseball, so they're not going to allow any of that stuff. I mean, the NHL took Don Fear when he left us, went to the NHL and tried to help them out a little bit, and I don't know how that really panned out. But, I mean, you look at how the way money's thrown around and you've got guys complaining about playing too much. Can you imagine? Mike, you've done too many radio shows this month. You're going to take a break. We're still going to pay you a lot of money. Can you imagine? You guys would have said that. I need a break. It's. I told you to get me started. We'll be here all day.
That's kind of the hope.
Well, that's kind of what we wanted.
Yeah. We didn't want baseball's great and I love it. Thank you.
We want you going off script here, man.
We need Menchie.
Here's another thing. As far as from the fans' perspective, right? We did a lot of stuff for the fans. We would do, a lot of things going out doing stuff. Trying autographs, right? People in the old ballpark where Mr. Hicks' seats were. We were able to fans. Now you've got nets. It's like plate glass. If you want an autograph, you got to throw a ball 15 feet to even have some sort of an interaction. Oh, we got to go all the way down here to sign something. It's just. I think guys are so engrossed in themselves and social media now that there's not a lot of this and not a lot of people going out. And there are the guys, I think some of the veteran guys that are still there, but I don't see it.
Talk about the new guys.
The way the game is played and the way it's handled. And I know social media has a lot to do with it. I've had conversation with guys, hey, Mench, I get on the plane and looking to play cards. Guys would drop 30, 40 grand playing cards. He's like, these guys have more money than God, and then nobody does anything. Everybody's all, so many followers I got here, and then this is it. But other than that, it's become really individualized, I think, and it's tough especially from the fan perspective.
Were there guys? I'm trying to come up with a baseball equivalent to Micah Parsons, because Micah Parsons is out there on social media all over the place. It's clear that guy is so eaten up with it. It's not even funny. I even get his stuff. His stuff shows up on my timeline, and I don't follow hardly anybody or any players or anything like that. But his stuff shows up on my timeline, and it's very clear to me that he is eaten up with it, just about to the detriment of everything else. Are there guys in baseball like that?
I don't see a lot of it because I think there's, and a lot of that stuff too, I think is during the season, right? Some of the stuff that they do.
Yeah.
See, baseball, we really don't have time time to do that kind of stuff, right? By the time you get home from the ballpark, it's midnight. You're going out and you're sleeping till 10 or 11 and headed right back to the ballpark. It's not like, all right, I need to carve this time out to sit here and go on a rant about whatever. So I think with baseball in the offseason, I think you do it so much. The last thing I would want to talk about is baseball in the offseason. Oh gosh, as soon as the season's over with, see ya. I'll see you in spring.
Yeah.
Right. Unless somebody lives around, they're going to call you and go play golf. No, let me sit around and find stuff to complain about my own organization and everything else and what somebody else doesn't have. But I think it's comical more than anything. I just go on there and I just kind of throw grenades out there and just let people have at it, because it's funny because you can just get under somebody's skin really easily with stuff, and people want to say stuff, and I just laugh.
I've seen your social media.
Yeah. It's just, I don't post, I just repost things. I just find it funny. And I just like to see, I love people that they argue and they go back. It's funny.
Oh, yeah. For a guy like you, I bet there are always people ready to pick a fight out there on social media.
Yeah. Like, I've never seen Menchie take a side, I don't think. It's always just throwing something crazy out there and just, all right, everybody have fun.
I do. I love, especially the comment. Everybody check the comments out, and it's especially when if there's a couple people and they go back and forth, and it just becomes this whole charade of what they did and what they did. And I just like, I'm a meme guy. I love throwing memes out there just to see. And that's the best part.
Yeah.
Have you seen all those groups? I just throw them out there.
And then seeing the combination of, it's like an almost even split of people, doing like the laughing reaction, for the likes, or the like angry face. And you got a pretty good split. So
it's fun. I said, I just like to have fun. I think that's the problem. Nobody likes to have fun with it. Some people, they get too personal with it. And I'm like, all right, really? It's not. Then I usually don't have to say anything. Somebody else will chime in and say, hey, relax, and I let them.
You've got a weird little ecosystem on your social media.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty good at doing that kind of stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I just throw it out there.
That's the fun of it.
I think that's the beauty of when I was playing. Social media wasn't big, so there was not that distraction.
Yeah.
Because I can see how that can, right? You have a bad day. You have a bad day or something. Somebody's on there and they're following you. Oh, you did this. You suck. Blah blah blah. And then trying to. So I just kind of. See, but I can imagine though. But I think this generation, I think there's just a lot. It's more of like a mental midget. They just can't. They can't handle it. I mean, think about what you deal with. We're Yankee Stadium. You got 60,000 people screaming at you, and just. I mean, I grew up around it, being able to deal with it, and I can see why people would get upset. And you had guys fighting over. They were punching each other. Was it a couple years ago? Was it Tommy Pham? I think they were fighting over their fantasy football.
Oh yeah, Tommy Pham and Jock Peterson.
Yeah,
right?
about
Tommy Pham and Jock Peterson.
Yeah,
got
over fantasy football. Like I think
fantasy football.
Yeah,
I mean, that stuff does not need to be thrown out in public. That's the kind of stuff that needs to be handled. But there was a big beef on social media about it, and it was something about a trade or something.
I think maybe it was like in the group text of their fantasy football thing. So it's like a dozen other players. I think Jock Peterson maybe made fun of Tommy Pham because the Dodgers or Braves eliminated Pham's team, from the baseball playoffs or something like that, and it just became a whole thing. And but that is something with social media I was going to mention is it is kind of interesting, I think, with like the betting and all that. Now that's so much more out there, you see it's more in the NBA probably, but with baseball too, fans are like sending threatening DMs to players saying like, hey, you have messed up my parlay and stuff like that, which that's got to be I feel like y'all might have dealt with that with, fantasy baseball players saying like, man, you not being in the lineup today screwed my, day for, fantasy. But, now that it's betting, I feel like that's a whole nother level that I would imagine has got to be a weird thing to deal with.
The big thing we had was just fantasy football, right? That was always August. That the guys were so excited, they especially usually did it on the road because they could get a conference room, and then the other ones that weren't part of it would be out at the bar drinking, and then we would come back and just start talking smack to everybody, just because I never got into it because I can't root against my team, but then root for player. I just couldn't do that. But those guys, because they had a big league, I think Schmaltz and those guys started it. I mean, it was a huge league that they had got started. But that was always in August. We got fan, and they'd have jersey, and it was fun to the extent, and it never went beyond that. But now, you can't even have. I'm sure they probably can't do a lot because of the way social media is, and I'm sure guys are even afraid to even go out anymore in public to do this stuff because of. right? You can basically doctor any photo to do something and think, right, and then use it as blackmail, right? You said you're getting all these DMs and everything else, and I'm sure guys are scared to that effect. But so I mean, it's tough, especially with. I think with baseball though, it's just there's so much that goes on. When you have a day off, the last thing you want to do is deal with any of that stuff, right? You want to be a part. I can see, NFL, they've got a whole week to really, right? NBA. They've got it. Hockey players are just a different breed in general. I'm sure they can really care less about
they're generally
social media.
pretty reserved and all that.
They've always been just a different breed in themselves. But so I mean, it's got to be tough to deal with. I mean, and you have your social media people that you have to deal. I mean, who'd have thought we'd have had social media? Can you see John Blake running social media for us?
That's very difficult. Yeah, that is very, very difficult. I mean, John's. I'll say this about John. And by the way, John, you may find this hard to believe, but he has sat in that chair before and done one of these.
Has he?
Yeah, he has. But he's an adjuster. John is a guy that, people think of him being a certain way, but over the years, I've found that he's been able to adjust to a number of different things and different tides and trends that have come into the game. But social media, man, if that's not too much for him, that wouldn't surprise me either.
About the best part about John Blake, he never showed any emotion. It was always just a even keel. It didn't matter. He had the biggest news story at all. And just, hey, Mench, can you do this? Yeah, sure, John, whatever. But he always had that same, never, just a good guy. I think it's a perfect fit, especially for the chaos that we deal with. And especially now so I don't even know who does the social media for the Rangers now. I'm sure every team has their own.
Yeah, they've got a person that handles it. And then John Blake, now is retired. So I guess Rich Rice and Angie Swint, I believe, are kind of handling the communications and all that. But I was going to say, I did see John Blake, I think it would have been during the exhibition games. I'm picking up a little bit of work at the ballpark again, and I got in about 2 or 3 hours before the game, and he was actually leaving the park to go to a Stars game, and he felt very proud of himself, you could tell, because, I don't know how long this is going to last, but this semi-retirement for him, at least so far, he seems to be handling it okay, but I'm just curious what it'll look like when we get about to the middle of the season.
He did it for what, 30 years?
Yeah, and I think
40,
I think he's pretty dug in this time.
I think so too, and they've now got the press box named after him and all that, and big commemorative plaque and all that. So
yeah, I think I think this time he means it.
Yeah, I think he's kind of boxed himself in, maybe intentionally, of okay, we did all this stuff, I can't come back.
Yeah,
or he's still working every day, but I think he's pretty much going home once the game starts or a little bit before.
Where he was there from 1 to 1 probably every day doing stuff, and for that long, you get a taste of it. I was talking to Jackie Moore one day. He did it for I think 56 years, and he's like, Mench, he goes, gosh, this feels good. I don't have to be anywhere, anything I have to do, because that's all you do. And finally, you just get a taste of it, and you're like, wow, this is
how the normal people live.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, this is how the others. Because you think with baseball, I mean, John, what he did, I don't think he really got a break. Because of the off season a little bit, maybe during right before the winter meetings, right, the holidays, because then all of a sudden here comes spring training. Maybe and that was it.
That was the thing about John, though. He didn't want one. I mean, he was so into it. And so into staying on top of everything and making sure that everything was running just as he would have it, that he really didn't want a break. That was the thing about him that just always amazed me to no end. All right, this is the great Kevin Mench here with us on your Dark Companion today. And if we are stopping down for just a second, well, you know what that means. That means it's time for the dreaded mid-roll read. And today, we're here to tell you about Wednesday, the 9th of April. That is 2 days from now at 5:30 when we're taking over Blackfriar. Blackfriar, of course, well known, 26-21. And we're taking over there for a party. Luka Doncic's take two. In 3, 2.
Might need to rewrite there.
We are live.
Just say Luke.
We're taking over for a watching party for Luka Doncic's return to Dallas. Yes, that's right. The mighty Lakers are coming in here that night to take on the Mavericks for the first time. Join us at 5:30 for the pregame show. At 6:30, we will sign off and join all of you in watching the game and Luca's return to the AAC since, that big Saturday night midnight news drop that they had. Let's see. Groobs, Grego, and I will all be there. So we're taking over Blackfriar Wednesday, April 5th, or Wednesday, April at 5:30. Wednesday, 9 April at 5:30 as we welcome back Luca. It's your Dark Companions' first music roundtable presented by CBD. Oh, wait a minute. That's a whole other
You got a
read.
whole second one, so.
Do I read this too?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's cut it off there as we welcome back Luca. Go on to this. Your Dark Companions' first music roundtable presented by CBD House of Healing.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Is coming your way. That's April 21st at noon. It's going to go down at the Kessler Theater. It will include the Kessler's own Jeff Lyles, Dallas DJ Jeff K, WFA weatherman Jesse Hawila, and the guitarist for the Dirty Knobs and the Eagles, the great Chris Holt, will be there. Seating is limited, so tell your boss you're cutting out for lunch. It'll be a little long on Monday, April 21st. Get there early, get a seat. Show rolls out at noon at the Kessler Theater in Bishop Arts over there in Oak Cliff.
No more.
No more?
Yeah, you're good
Yeah,
there
now
to the end.
Mench reads it.
Okay.
Oh, no. Okay, never mind.
Hold on. Let me read.
Now, believe me, you want no part of that. You're better off sitting right where you are.
If he
So
wants,
who's
we
the
can
most
always
fun
give him a try.
teammate you ever had?
The what?
The most fun teammate you ever had?
Fun teammate.
What a turn.
Oh, gosh.
I do killer turns.
I'm trying to think who. Because
All right, just give us two or three that you really enjoyed.
I don't even know, Mike.
Nobody. That's exactly what he was about to tell us.
I'm
He
gonna
didn't
throw out
like
a few
anybody.
Just to see what happens.
I'm trying to. I mean, I had. Some of the older guys for sure were fun to hang. Were a fun group to hang around with. Kenny Rogers, Paul Merrill, those guys. And then when they left, it would have been probably Gary Matthews, Wilkerson. I'm trying to think who else was fun. Ron Mayhay was a fun guy to hang out with when I was here. I mean, I get along with everybody, Mike. It didn't matter. I could pull some out the street and have fun, have a good time with them. That was the best part.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, but I just thought maybe there was one that
Nobody really
that you had a
stands out
particularly
that's-
good time with.
No, I mean, we always went out to eat. Lingus was our traveling secretary, Chris Lingus.
Yep.
God rest his soul. He was always fun to go out and eat with because that man could eat more than a horse.
Really?
Yes. He would leave spring training. He would go to Outback, have a few beers. Then when he'd leave Outback, he would go to Burger King and pick up some beers on the way home and go eat. And go finish eating. We went to Morton's one night in San Francisco. He ate his 48-ounce porterhouse, half of mine. So Kenny Rogers was sitting next to me. So I took my fork and I put it in the steak and I put it on Lingus's plate and he ate all. Kenny reached across and goes, "Give me my food back." And Lingus started eating all the trimmings and everything. He probably had 100 ounces of food that night.
Good Lord.
And he was no bigger than I was. It was amazing. I've never seen anybody eat that much. Amazing. Wow. Amazing. Yes, Lingy could eat like a champ. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
Yeah, he was definitely a good one. I think he probably been good at one of the food eating contests, the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, was he a quick eater though? Or?
True. I don't know. I never put him on the clock. I should have been like, go see how long it take you to do it all. So I don't know.
Sounds like he moved at a pretty good pace.
He did. I mean, for him to
you and Kenny Rogers are essentially have to fight over your own steaks.
Kenny got mad at me when I grabbed. But yeah, there was always fun times just going out and because some of the guys didn't. They were just guys that just kind of hung out together. We were the group. We were kind of like the outcast group that was out doing stuff, just whatever.
Yeah,
having a good time, and it didn't matter where we were. We'd always go and have a good time. We were the shit talkers.
No way.
Yeah, for
Who
sure.
was the most intense teammate you had? The guy who was all baseball all the time.
Probably as a Toronto, it's probably Doc Halladay.
Oh, really?
He's always just
Just locked in.
Yeah. Yep. Always locked in. And I mean, your pitchers, if they were pitching that day, were usually locked in. But everybody else, I think it was just Doc was probably the most locked in of anybody. Just all business. I mean, that's all it was. It didn't matter what day it was. It was just. It was almost I was afraid to say hi to him, but I would just do it anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc. Crack a smile.
Would he just give you a nod and that's it?
Just hey. But it wouldn't say much. Just kind of there's just kind of a I don't know if he had quirks. It was just I think it was just how he was. He was just business for the type of player that he was. I mean, look at how he ended up pitching wise, right?
Yeah.
He sent himself back to the A ball to learn to pitch and became a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's amazing to see that. You wouldn't see guys doing that these days. The guys now, I watch it on TV. I got better. Guys don't put in the work for it anymore, right?
I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to throw it out anyway. Favorite manager?
Of all baseball or just in big leagues?
Either? Both?
Bobby Jones. The great Bobby Jones.
Really?
Yes. You remember Bobby Jones?
Oh, yeah.
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 He was
He was a coach for the Rangers for years and managed in the minors,
Triple
right?
A and Double A. Yep. Bobby Jones is the best manager. Grew up right down the street from me in Elkton, Maryland. He grew up about 5 miles from where I grew up. Just didn't care. Vietnam vet. He just didn't. He could take a whole sentence and make it into one word. And he just didn't care. He did not care. And it was funny. And it was crash. And he just did not care. But he was by far the best guy to play with because you wanted to play for him. Because that was one of the, you talk about wanting teammates and coaches that you want to get in a foxhole with. He's a guy that I wanted to be in a foxhole with. Yeah. Because he could make it, any situation, he could make it funny. I mean, some of the stories that he would tell, and he, like I said, he just didn't care. It didn't matter what color you were, what nationality, whatever, male, female. He just didn't care. He was just that guy, and he's just a funny guy, down to earth, smart. And he and Nolan, I think, were roommates in the minor leagues at some point. I think so. If I remember
Yeah, it looks
correctly.
like he was with the Angels in '76. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so he
On the way up, they would have been.
Yeah. So he and Nolan were good buddies. But yeah, by far, he was. I'm surprised he never got a chance in the big leagues to manage. But I think he was our first base coach in the big leagues for a couple years. But yeah, he spent most of his time in Tulsa and Oklahoma City. But he was by far the best manager I had.
Do you think that in the big leagues there's kind of an art to getting a job as a manager? Like you got to know how to tell them what they want to hear and work the room a little bit and make it into something of a popularity contest.
I think that, and I think the analytics side of it too.
Yeah.
Right? What do you see these teams that win a World Series? Right? Take the Dodgers for instance. The Rangers go and hire Chris Woodward just because they think they have the pedigree. You see it in the NFL as well, right? Teams, win the Super Bowl. I mean, say Philly, right? Kellen Moore never had a head coaching job, wins the Super Bowl. Now New Orleans picks him up, right? The Rangers bring in Chris Woodward. You've got the Phillies taking Rob Thompson from those Yankees teams, right? So I mean, they think that it's not. I don't know. It's kind of a hard sell unless you have that pedigree to do it. But you look at the teams that have success that win. They tend to be the guys that played at the major league level, and two, they tend to have. It seems like now it's more of an old school mentality that kind of sticks around because I look at baseball as two ways. You look at either old school, which is team oriented, or this new school, which is me. I mean, look at the way guys dress nowadays. There's no uniform to it anymore. It's they got pink shoes, orange belts, everything else. We had uniform police,
right?
You don't see, but these teams that win now with these old school managers. Look at Bochy here. He's got a lot of veteran guys around. Beasley, Mike Maddox. They're keeping that, and I think if enough of those guys stay in the game, you keep baseball to its purest level of how they run it. They understand what guys go through on a daily basis, right? They've seen the old school styles, but now they've implemented some of the new school. I had this talk with Chris Young last year. Analytics has its place, but to an extent, right? You still have to get a feel for a guy. I can't get a feel on a piece of paper for, here's Mike Rhyner. He's this, and this. He does this. His what's it? Exit velocity and launch. His this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Doesn't tell me if he's an asshole or not. Let me go see. Does he have cancer? Do I want to meet? I need to meet this guy. I want to see him. I want to see how he is. But a lot of it too is based on guys that never made it past Little League that are running. I think I saw something. Was it last year, the year before? Somebody from I think it was a Yankee. One of the nerds upstairs called down to the dugout, and Booney is like, "Keep your ass upstairs. You don't belong down here in the dugout." Right, because these guys want to try and run the game because the numbers say. I think pitchers now, they have cards. The coaches have. They have. I think it's red and green. So you've pitched like 3 days in a row. Okay, you're red today. Why? Because the card says so. I want to know if I need you for a batter. Are you okay? I don't want to go by what this card says. I need to know what you're feeling. I know I know what you're going through on a daily basis, what your workout regimen is. I can tell, if the night before you could be green and you were just struggling the night before, I'm going to give you a day off. Well, no, you can't because the card says I have to. Here, you have to pitch tonight. Right? That's what I mean. It's almost like they've taken the feel of the game out of it. I mean, you see guys. I looked in the dugout one night. There's a stack of iPads in there. What in the hell are we doing? I mean, are you surfing the web? How do you learn about?
I guess they're on Tinder.
Exactly. It could be. Yeah. Let me check my social media stuff and everything else.
Yeah, they're saying.
But how can you get a feel for the game without watching? I saw somebody. It was in the NHL one night. Guy got off a shift, came and sat down. It was a younger guy. Picked up the iPad from this, and one of the veteran guys grabbed it next to him and threw it. It's like, I mean, this is what I mean. These guys, they just need to watch everything that they do as opposed to actually sitting there. It would be like, hey, my favorite place to play is Wrigley. Hey, what's it like? Have you ever seen it on TV? Yeah, I've watched it. Well, you've never been there. You actually have to see it and feel it and take in all the smells and the sound and everything to understand what it's like to be there. And I think that's what a lot of this has come to. Well, I've seen them on paper and this and that, but I want to get a feel for it. I need to see it. And I think that is gone by the wayside. And I know everybody wants everything quick. I mean, you look at, college recruiting and scouting and everything else. Everybody wants it quick, but scouts are diminished now. I mean, the number of scouts now, I'd just say there was, 500,000 scouts at one point. Now we're probably down to like 50,000 scouts, maybe. So, I mean, everything's digitized now. They send videos and stuff. I want to be able to see somebody and shake their hand and know, all right, this guy just isn't going to work for me. But no, the numbers say we have to play him. It has to do this. And and baseball is the only sport where analytics can destroy the game. Football, basketball, and hockey, it can't do anything. I mean, but baseball, this is what sells. This is what people want to see. You turn on highlights. The Phillies got beat 18-1, but this guy hit a 480-foot home run. I didn't know you get.
Boy, look at that launch angle.
Yeah. I didn't know you get bonus points for distance. Right? If you hit it 315 feet and it goes out, you still get the same amount of points for it.
Yeah.
But that's what it sells. I hear about it at the college level. Well, that ball only had like 74 exit velocity. Well, but that won't play. What do you mean that won't play? If that does a job, and that's what I think. It just becomes, you grew up National League guy, right? Cubs fan growing up. Were you a Cubs guy? Or
No. I've been a Ranger guy ever since they got here. But I was like 22 when they got here, and I just used to watch the NBC Game of the Week
But National League style baseball, I grew up watching National League style baseball, right? Pitchers hitting runs, bunts. You don't see any of that anymore.
No, you don't see it.
It's taken away that fun aspect of the game. And National League games were faster than American League games.
Yeah.
And now the games are 2 hours and 15 minutes because they're trying to bring in an audience of people that you really could care less about. It's just I get to get out of there quicker, as opposed to purists that keep the game the way it is. Nobody's complaining. You pay. I mean, it's outrageous to go to games now. You pay $300 to go to a game. Hold on, you hungry? You thirsty? Let's go get a drink. Come back. Oh wait, time out. We just missed 3 innings.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? I just paid for this experience, and people. Well, what about little kids? Well, let's be smart about it then. Right? Let's put that. You're going to get me going here. I'm going to stand on my soapbox and start going off about all this.
There's a lot to go off about when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you think of Bochy?
I love Bochy. He's getting up there. Takes him a while to get from the dugout to the mound.
Yep.
That's for sure. But I mean, he's that's what I'm saying. He's got that mentality. He played at the big league level, understands what guys go through, been through it, and he brings that mentality to the team where it becomes a team first philosophy as opposed to a me first. You don't see a lot. You don't see that with the Rangers with what they're doing. You don't see it with those guys that play. You don't see that in LA with those guys. You don't see that kind of stuff. You see baseball being played, but it's the rules and everything else that make it hard to watch. I mean, it's just, gosh, I mean, you shouldn't have a 17-inning game with 40 strikeouts and 3 hits. I mean, the playoff game a couple years, the Astros and Mariners, I mean, figure out a way to win a game as opposed to just trying to play for one, right? Everybody try and hit a home run, right? And that's what it comes to. It's just, I need a break.
Was it like that? Was it like that when you were in the game? Weren't you guys trying to hit home runs?
Not everybody that couldn't, even guys that couldn't, because that's what sells. And you wonder why team averages, you look, guys hitting a $184, 207, 226. Wait, that's your 4-hole hitter? Wait, what's going on here? What am I watching? I mean, is our averages gotten that bad? And, you know, now these guys, they say they're throwing harder. They're not throwing harder. The radar gun has just moved where it picks the pitch up from. Because have you seen that groups where they posted a picture of Nolan's fastball against the kid from St. Louis that throws like 105, they said? And Nolan's fastball still got there
Ben
faster.
Joyce and all that?
Yeah. So, no, they're not throwing harder. They're just making it look, they're selling it to them, right? Now you've got the robot umpires and the box that's on the plate sits about 6 inches in front of the plate, so it doesn't give you an accurate read. But then so umpires have an app, I guess they have to go to look at their numbers and stuff. So you have people, right, social media, oh, this guy, he missed all this. So I'm sure they blow these people up, and these guys, and that's what it becomes.
Umpire Tracker, I think, is the Twitter account. Yeah,
exactly. So this is what I mean. They just sit here and just destroy everybody. And that's the thing. You can't, I mean, like I said, baseball is the only sport where you can do it. Granted, basketball and all that stuff, you can do a little bit, but baseball, it's like, it's everything. And now it's made its way. I mean, you got instant replay in the Little League World Series. I mean, I'm going to start instant replay for my T-ball kids. God, he was safe right there. Let's go to the replay real quick, please. But that's what it's become, right? Everything. Hold on, they're challenging the call and.
You know, it's easy to do that with baseball because it's pitch by pitch. You know, it's easy to throw a pitch, see what it does, see what the batter does with it, if in fact he does anything at all, and analyze what happened. You know, you can do that if you want to.
Yeah, you can analyze how far an outfielder ran to catch a ball. You can analyze how quick they threw it or how fast they threw it, and like every single player is that individualized. I think every sport has tracking that's pretty good, but I think, like Shoopy says, the fact that the game stops essentially after each pitch, somehow I think that kind of allows for a lot more ability to analyze individually that just isn't there.
To a certain but lesser extent, you can do that in football too.
Yeah.
Because you got a little downtime between plays usually, unless it's like at the end of the game or something like that. But in basketball and hockey, those games just flow, especially hockey. You know, those games just flow, and you don't really get a chance to do that with them.
And it's amazing though. Like that's what you want. You want the game just to have flow. We're not even allowed to police ourselves anymore, right? Bring back taking out guys at second the double play. Bring back being able to run over the catchers, but don't fault the few for the needs of the many because they're going to you're going to have people getting hurt. It's called an occupational hazard for a reason. Mm-hmm. But let us police the game. Even the umpires will tell you it's out of our hands. You know, a guy does something. Okay, everybody in the ballpark knows the next guy's going to get drilled. Right? They do it, and then all of a sudden, as opposed to being over, it carries over, and then because guys don't understand that unwritten rule of how baseball is, the way it's supposed to be played. Guys knew playing second base or shortstop. They knew as soon as there was a guy on first, they knew who was there. Right? To take Brian Jordan for instance, they knew that he's coming. So you better get rid of it in a hurry. Now they have so much protection. You've got this interference rule at second base where even if you I don't know what it is now. It's just stupid. I mean, I've seen guys getting called out. You got guys I don't even know how the rules even set up now at second base, where if they get in the path of the runner or whatever. Where it's just, what are we doing? What I mean, just run away, just peel off over here. But and the problem is too the fundamentals of it. I mean, fundamentals aren't even taught. Guys don't even hit anymore. They just go up there and swing the bat.
Yeah.
Guys don't pitch. They just throw. Let me see how hard I can throw it. Nobody cares how hard you threw ball for.
I swear, sometimes it seems like guys go up there with the sole intention of getting the at bat over with. Maybe it's the pitcher that's out there. They know they're not going to be able to do anything with him. They know that he's driven them crazy all day. He's driven them crazy all year, throughout their career, whatever. But sometimes it seems like they just want to go up there, take their 3 strikes, and get out of there. And one of the worst I've ever seen about that was Adolis last year.
Really?
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of the time he was interested in one thing and one thing only, and that was he knew he wasn't going to be able to do anything with the pitcher, so let's just get this over with.
Never even would have thought about that, but I'm sure there are guys that do that because of you think it's because they just feel overmatched with it to that extent.
I think that they know what the guy is throwing, they know how they're going right now, and they know that those two things just don't match up in their favor. So let's just get
Maybe
up
that
there and get
mentality's
out
changed because when we were playing, it was you wanted the ace out there. Like, okay, bring it. Whoever it is, you wanted that to see, right? Because winning that battle made it that much sweeter to be able to do it. And granted, you were going to get...
That's just the way it seems to me. I could be wrong about that, and actually, I hope I am.
Mike, you've been around it long enough to know and seen it and been field level to understand and see. You can tell just by a guy's body language. You've been around it enough. So, I mean, for you to notice that, it'd be interesting to see what the fans think of how the game is and how it's played and what guys do. If they're just going to, like you said, I'm just going to go through the motions. I'll do this, just take my 3 strikes and go. But you see a lot more of it too, guys guessing.
Yeah.
Right? Let me go up here and I've seen more called 3rd strikes taken because guys are up there guessing, looking for something. Guys throwing 98 miles an hour. I'm going to go look for a curveball. And they throw a fastball, and then it's in the glove, and the catcher's on a bat, and they're swinging.
Did you ever have the hitting coach talk to you right before you went to bat?
Yeah, Rudy would always be there. We'd just talk about, what to expect. All I needed to know was how hard somebody threw and what they were throwing, not what counts they were throwing in, what humidity, how much downward plane and spin rate and all this other crap. Just tell me how hard he's throwing and what he's throwing, and then we go from there. And that was it. And that's all Rudy had. And then he would talk about maybe something if, what are we looking for here? But other than that, it was, you're a Major League Baseball player. You go up there and do what you need to do. Not sit here and go, hey, Mike, what do I need to do? What do we need to talk about today?
Yeah.
Can you tell me? Because I don't know. I have no clue. But I think that's what guys go up. What am I thinking? But you're right. They don't have any idea what the situation dictates. Knowing, okay, I got on 3rd, less than 2 outs. They're probably going to pitch in. But these guys don't go up there. They just go up there and just start hacking at anything. Did
you guys ever get in a fight with the other team and watch? Did you ever watch Rudy?
Yes.
During those fights?
You remember the chair throwing incident?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So in Oakland, the over there in right field, the wall is only about this high, and with the mound's about the same height. And that whole chair throwing incident started because I was, in Oakland, it's a long way, right? The dugout.
Yeah.
So I was down by the helmet rack, and I don't know what if I was getting my bat or whatever. And Brocail was arguing with some woman in the stands, and I just remember yelling, "Hey!" And because I'd seen them kind of go, I don't know what, and then all of a sudden, that's when we ended up down in the bullpen. So we're all there. I mean, it's not the A's; it's just us and these fans. And I remember there was some big black guy, and then a couple other people, and they were, I don't know if Brocail and the lady were hands to each other, whatever. I just remember Rudy trying to grab this dude and pull him onto the field, he was trying to beat somebody up. He was just wanting to grab, because we can't go in the stands, but if they come on the field, so he was trying to pull him onto the field. And then that's when Frankie threw that chair, and it cleared all of us and hit that woman in the face. That was like throwing a smoke grenade, but he threw a chair. Boom. And we got into another fight during batting practice in Anaheim.
Really?
Yeah. So we're in Anaheim. The night before, we were getting our butts kicked, and Gerald Laird was catching. Kennedy was bad. I think bases were loaded, and he's trying to lean into pitches. Right? They were already beating us pretty bad. He's leaning into pitches. So when we stretch, we usually stretch on the first base side off the tarp, right where they're hitting. So Kennedy's group's up there, and we're stretching. They're just talking about it a little bit, just messing around, just playful banter about it, and. I think Laird had said something. He's like, man, you should just swing the bat. I think he had said it the night before, and Kennedy had took exception to it. So when we were done stretching, everybody goes down to right field, play catch. So up there, when we played, the 5 of us stayed up there. It was Laird and Brian Jordan, and it was myself, Eric Young, and Gary Math. We're playing catch, and they're still jawing. Kennedy and Laird are still just going back and forth. So Brian Jordan goes up, and finally he's just like, he just gives Kennedy a bear hug. He's, oh man, don't worry about it, just messing around. Give him a bear hug. As soon as he let go, Kennedy took a swing at Laird and missed, and now Brian Jordan's got to hold Adam Kennedy up against the back net, and our whole team's down in right field, and there's 5 of us, and they're up there taking batting press, and there was a whole big pile up behind home plate from those two. Because Brian just had a whole, and I remember once we got in the clubhouse, Brian was so hot. He wasn't playing tonight. He's like, Buck, put me in there. I'm gonna fucking kill Kennedy. I'm gonna kill him. So we got into a huge brawl just because of that. I'm trying to think if there are any other brawls we got into that was it as far as.
Well, I mentioned Rudy because back in the day in Oak Cliff, he was a legend.
Yeah. Oh, he told me. He's like, I used to be playing football. He goes, I couldn't call fair catch. He goes, I got my clock cleaned more times than I know about. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was a legend out there. He was one guy that nobody, I don't care how tough you were.
Toughest man ever met.
And make no mistake, I was not a tough guy, but there were a lot of them around there back then, but nobody messed with him.
Mm-mm. Toughest man ever met in baseball, Rudy Jaramillo. Second toughest man ever met, Oscar Acosta, who was a pitching coach here, who was killed. He served time in prison, I think, and he was killed in a car wreck probably 20 years ago. But he was my pitching coach here. He shook my hand. I've never been taken to my knees before with a handshake. Boy, wow. He grabbed my hand, and I just went right to the floor. I mean, he was all tatted up. Very nice guy, but I was like, wow. It'd been interesting to see him and Rudy go at it. Because Rudy, if you ever just go pat Rudy on the back and you're, gosh, Rudy, what in the world? I mean, he would tell me about driving through Oak Cliff. He goes, I have bullet holes in the back of my car and stuff. But yeah, he's like, yep.
That's about right.
Toughest human ever, by far. Nice man. I had said something to him.
He's a great guy.
I'd said something to him one day during spring training or something. He had me on the ground in a chokehold. He didn't care. He didn't care how big you were. He would take you. He'd take you out, but he was the best there was, best in the business for teaching baseball and how to swing a bat, for sure. That's why so many guys, that philosophy that he had. But man, he's still around. Rudy's still around teaching and stuff. His nephews are coaching.
Yeah.
I think Tony was in Anaheim a couple years ago. It's funny though to see where all these guys, their nephews, and kind of like here with Zach Manassian, Perry's GM.
Yeah.
You had little Zach was assistant GM. Calvin, I think, is the head home clubhouse guy for the Braves. And then the others, and Rudy, he's a lawyer. I mean, so to see them, our bat boys and where they've come to and how they've gone through everything. So it's pretty neat to see that, to see the kids, especially the kids that, I mean, they're not kids now, but they were when we were coming through.
Well, those kids recognize that baseball is a pretty fun life.
Can be, for sure.
Yeah, it can be.
You just got to put in the time for it, and that's what I think they do. So, I mean, it's got to be a tough job, though, being a GM. Doesn't matter what it is.
Oh, yeah.
What you got to deal with. Yeah. I mean, you can figure it out. It's an art form to it. So, I'm not smart enough to do it. I can't count that high.
Who was your favorite GM that you worked under?
Probably Doug Melvin.
I can see that.
Doug was a because a lot of the time, a lot of guys nowadays don't want to be. Nobody wants to be honest with you. Everybody wants to sugarcoat it. Doug was honest with you. I mean, and that's just the way I had him here and in Milwaukee. Just honest guy. That was that. Now it's, Mike, you're doing pretty good. We want you just to do this. Just tell me I've been sucking ass and I haven't been doing what I need to do and sent me down or whatever it is. No, but we just got to sugarcoat it just to make sure. No one wants their feelings hurt.
Right. Nobody wants their feelings hurt.
No.
because we're all sensitive.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Even in our young age, Mike, we get very sensitive.
we do. Well, Kevin Mench, this has been a gas, and we will have you back. If that's
Sorry.
all right with you. Have you had a good enough time here today to
Oh,
come
we're
back?
done already?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We got to save more for next time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can't just blow it all out here today.
Oh.
Oh. I always got plenty of stuff to talk about. I mean, it's,
Well, okay.
We're aware.
Yeah, that's why we want you.
always
That's
got,
why we thought this would be a good idea, because you would be one of those guys who could come in here and get rolling and start rolling out stories. And you did not disappoint, Kevin Mench.
for being the triple digits. I like it.
Yeah, you did not disappoint.
I think the last time I did anything that was of significance with that kind of number, I think I got traded. I got the 50,000th hit in team history and got traded. Am I getting traded, Mike, after today? 100 show? Am I getting traded?
You're not getting traded.
Okay.
You're not getting traded.
Jeez, I couldn't go through
We're
that
keeping
again. Couldn't
Yeah,
go
we're
through
going to put you on injured reserve, but you're not getting traded.
hangnails. Hangnail, right? Yeah.
Yep, hangnails.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, all right then. Let's see. We have a post-show read.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Well, let me see if I can find it.
This will be.
Y'all should trade off every word.
Right at the bottom. I thought I was
God.
at the bottom.
Oh, no.
There's another one. So you're going to reread what you read earlier, but I said keep scrolling. Do you
No,
not
there's
see
another
it?
bottom not coming up, or there's another one not coming up. I'm scrolling.
No, yes.
I'm scrolling.
Hold on, I got you. Just keep talking for a second.
Okay. Well,
Minchie, what's your love language?
Food.
Oh,
I didn't realize
what's your
that was
food
on
language?
Beef.
I would have guessed that.
Got me thinking about seeing I'm hungry.
I know.
We
Now
could
you-
have had somebody deliver.
Yeah,
We
let's
could have
go-
had the delivery man brought it right in here while we were doing the show.
Yeah, let's get a
there. Okay,
steak.
Mike, I got you.
Where is he? He's probably lost knowing him. Or he hit a car.
There you go.
All right. Now we do want to remind you that your Dark Companion's first music roundtable. Now this implies that it's going to be the first of more. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll just see how this goes.
She's so negative.
But it is presented by I'm not negative. I'm just a realist. I mean, it's quite possible that we could get in there and this thing could fall flat on its face.
Because of us, obviously,
I don't
not our
think that's
guest.
going to happen, but it could. We have to account for these things. Anyway, I can tell you this. It is presented by CBD House of Healing, and it's coming your way on the 21st of April, high noon. It's going down at the Kessler Theater in Oak Cliff. It's going to include the Kessler's own Jeff Lyles, a former guest here on YDC, Dallas DJ Jeff K, another former guest here on YDC, WFAA weatherman Jesse Hawila, the Hawila Monster, still another former YDC guest, and guitarist for the Dirty Knobs and the Eagles, the great Chris Holt, who
Also a guest.
we've had him too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He was
All
our
right, well-
second guest.
All right, well, we're 4 for 4 on having previous guests here on this thing.
He was guest 2.
It happened so long
Show
ago.
2. Yes.
98
God, that
shows
was
ago.
so long
Shoopy.
ago.
Not that long ago.
Yes, that's right. The great Kevin Mench
98
is
shows
100.
later.
Thank you for being our 100th. I can't think of anybody better to be that than you.
Appreciate it. I did my hair for this whole thing.
Yeah, you did. You did. It's looking good. Seating is limited, so tell your boss, tell your school, lunch is going to be a little long on Monday, 21 April. Get out there early, get yourself a good seat. The show rolls out at noon at the Kessler Theater in the Bishop Arts neighborhood of Oak Cliff. Thanks to Shoopy. Thanks to Ashley. Thanks to Mickey. Thanks to Becca. Thanks to you for watching. We would love to know what you think about what we're doing here. So hit us on social media. Hit us anywhere you can find us and let us know these things because we want to know. Till then, bye.
All right. I'm gonna go take my pants off.
Your Dark Companion is a Stolen Water Media presentation.